Hello everyone, I'm Nature Angel. If you are new, welcome, and if you are returning, welcome back. So every year since I've been working so far, I've been doing a year in review. So this is my 4th year. And what I like to do is just point out certain things that I notice or things that I've learned, grew from, things like that. So this isn't going to be any different. If you are interested in how it has been as a 4th year school psychologist, then keep watching. I'm just gonna go over 5 things that I've noticed because I feel like a lot of the things from my previous years, you might notice some similarities, but also there are just different things that I've noticed this year that I haven't at the other years that I've been working. But it is important to remember that I also have been at the same 2 schools from the beginning of being a school psychologist to now. So an experience could definitely have been different if I would have been changing schools each year or if this year would have been a whole new school. So I've been working with the same schools all this time. And the first thing I have noticed is how much my elementary school kids have grown. When I first started, they were in 1st grade and now they're in 4th grade and they're about to go to 5th grade. And it's just crazy. And I mean, grew in all different ways, especially the kids that I have tested. I see their growth in the things that they have done, the things they have learned, literally, like they're taller now. And it's just so funny to see because to me, it feels like I just started on some days, but yet that's a reminder that I haven't. So I think that's really neat if you have the same school, is that you can see your kids grow over time. Another thing is, since I have stayed at the same schools, I feel much more established this year. I think every year that I've been working, I feel more and more established, but this year I definitely could feel it. People in the building may change and come and go, but you know the culture and the climate of the school that you have been in. So you get this level of comfortability and you just feel like you can get into the groove really fast. So for example, my 1st year going in, I knew nothing about the school, the culture, the climate, anything. So I'm walking in kind of tiptoeing to see how everything works and see how this school is run. But now I already know, and it's so much easier to jump in that sense after summer is over and it's time to go back to the schools, because while there may be some slight changes, you know most of the people, you know most of the kids, and you feel comfortable, which makes you feel confident, and it just makes it easier going into each new school year. Also, I don't know if this is normal, but this school year has been the busiest towards the end of the year. I feel like I really believed and thought that the busiest times was November to December, and then like sometimes February and March and April, right? And then May is usually so calm. May has been chaotic, and I am still doing things right now in June because at the very end of May, we were still getting kids to assess. So there are some kids that I need to bring in the summer, even though they're gone, so that I can assess them. And I haven't ever had that happen any of these years. So I don't know if this is normal, if this is the new norm, if this is just an odd year, but this year, my 4th year, May and April have been the busiest times. Another thing I have learned and realized and noticed is that not everyone in the school is going to be on your team.
What do I mean by that?
I'm glad that you asked. For me, I notice this happens a lot when meetings are being scheduled. So a lot of meetings, we're getting schedules and they were not asking if anyone is done with the components that they have. And it's not like the child was due. It's not like they reached the 45-day or 65-day timeline. So then you're just like, oh, surprise, like, I guess we're presenting on this student because no one asked if they're free or not. So then you get into the meeting and just different components are not completed or finished, but it looks bad because you have everyone in there and you have the parents in there, and then they're like, well, I didn't finish, and it looks like, oh, you weren't doing your work. But in reality, these people were doing their work. the kid wasn't due, it was a surprise meeting, they didn't have enough time to finish. So you don't get that backstory, but it makes you look bad. And I honestly don't know what the point of that is, and I'm not trying to like throw shade or anything, but I feel like if everyone kind of communicates where they're at, and especially if the kid's not due, I understand if the timeline's coming up and then pieces are not completed, but if you have a lot more time, like see where everyone's at. And if you want to have a meeting at a certain day, let them know way in advance. It's not something that happens a lot, but I have noticed that it's something that can and does happen, at least in my experience. The last thing I have noticed, and if you have been on my channel for a while, you know how important I feel self-care is, and that is my last thing that I've noticed, how important self-care is. Like, I've always known this is important. I am always one to tell people to take care of themselves, but this year I really noticed you have to take care of yourself, because just going back to how May was the busiest time, that's not usually what happens. I felt overloaded at certain points, and I'm like, I'm not gonna let this stress me. It will get done. And it has. And even though I have 2 more to do, they are the last of all of the ones I had in May. And they are the ones that I don't even think their timeline ends until July. So we have time. And to freak out over things, there's no point of it. What will happen will happen. Just do your best to get things done and take care of yourself in the process. And I notice how important that is year after year. And whether that be you go on a trip, you get your massage, go to a movie, whatever it is, just watching your favorite TV show and cooking your favorite meal, do it, because you need to take care of yourself if you want to function. Even if you just need like a little break while you're at work, take it, because it's not worth you burning out or making yourself go crazy, because then ultimately you're not going to get anything done. So I know this video is short. It is just a little review of how my 4th year went. I will be very interested to see how year 5 will go, and I really cannot believe that it's about to be year 5. It doesn't feel like I've been a school psychologist for that long. It's really crazy, honestly, but it's really cool too, because you do learn a lot as time goes on. If you have any questions too for me, leave that down below. If you have any video ideas of things I can do in the summer, since I will not be working, let me know. It's easier for me to do videos when the school year happens, because things just pop up and then I think of it. But in the summer, when you're relaxing, that's not always the case. So I will do my best to still try to do this every other week schedule. I know some of the weeks I have been uploading every 3 weeks. If I get a bunch of video ideas, I will upload every other week. But if not, this summer, until they begin again on a normal schedule in August, it may be every 3 weeks. So if there's 2 weeks and not a video, don't be completely shocked, but also there may be a video every 2 weeks. We'll just have to wait and see what happens this summer, honestly. But I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you guys are having an awesome week and have an awesome weekend, whatever time you're watching this, and I will see you the next time. All right, everyone. Bye, guys.